Right. Give me a little audio test real quick. Doctor.
Baby.
Oh, that's perfect.
Bebé.
Yep. Okay,
¿Está
we're
lista?
good. Awesome.
Vamos a grabar.
Oh, look at you. Look at your little hand.
smiling?
You're smiling. Yes, you are.
Hi, guys. We are finally back. It's been a crazy 10 months, and we're here to catch you guys up and pick up where we left off. So every single weekend we said we were going to film, and we never got to it. We failed miserably. So yeah, we're here to catch you guys up. So let's rewind back to our gender reveal. So we had just found out we were having little girl.
Mm-hmm.
And can you think of what you were doing back then?
At which point? This is like before the pregnancy test?
Yeah.
Okay, so before the pregnancy test, to kind of get you guys caught up a little bit before that. So I got this place because I got a new job opportunity down here in LA, and I was like, oh, this is perfect. It's in the middle of downtown. Like, this is great. And so security's good here. It's all I was really looking at, making sure I wouldn't get broken into, because that was one of the biggest worries I had down here in LA. Everybody I've had down this way has had their car broken into several times over. And so I just wanted to make sure we got a good place. So I got this one. And then, what was it, like the first
month we found out we were
we're having this little one. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, oh my gosh, we need to just like start looking for a house. I was like, I want you guys in a house. I want to start getting you guys squared away and start building this little family. And so then we started working on that. And then we had the gender reveal, right? And then after the gender reveal, that's a little bit more in advance in your pregnancy, but you need to talk about your pregnancy.
Yeah, so we were doing long distance pretty much my whole pregnancy. So
it was rough.
Every weekend he was driving out to Fresno, and yeah, every single weekend it went by so fast. Like, we literally had like no time for ourselves, but
none.
Oh my gosh. So she was such a good baby. Like, I had no morning sickness. I had no pain. I had no issues whatsoever. Like, when Joey and I made that video of like our pregnancy announcement, I don't know if you guys remember, but Joey was like, oh, and by the way, like, Evelyn and I have already decided we are having just boys.
Yeah. And keep in mind, it's not that we didn't want to have a baby girl. It's just we really thought to our core that we were having boys.
Yeah, I thought so too. I was just like, oh, I'm not gonna be lucky enough to have a little girl. But and that's like one of the things that stuck to me. So the moment I found out I was pregnant, I was like, oh, it's gonna be a little boy. And we didn't have, like, our insurance didn't get transferred over until I was like already 13 weeks pregnant.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I didn't even know what we were having. Our first appointment, they couldn't really tell. Like, we had asked, like, oh, can you guys tell us the gender? And they were like, no, baby's a little too shy. Like, we can't really see anything yet. So we didn't find out the gender until it was like 20 weeks. And by that point, I had already like pictured having baby boy. So I would have conversations. And by the way, I have already chosen our boy names. So I was calling this baby our boy name this whole time, or that whole time. And it was just like, okay, so like my friends and family, they were always like, oh, your belly looks like you're having, like, it's a boy. And like, they would say like, oh, if you're craving sweet stuff, it might be a girl. If you're craving like savory stuff and salty stuff, you're having a boy. And like all of those little things, and everything pointed to it being a boy. And then it was like, we were so surprised to have a little girl. But honestly, she was the best pregnancy. Like, if all of my pregnancies are just like this one, we're gonna have like 5 kids.
Oh my
like,
God.
She was so easy. She was so easy.
Whoa. All right, so pump the brakes.
Oh, he's getting nervous now.
No. But okay, so like the pregnancy part, like, I'm glad you covered all that, but there was one key thing too, like thinking that you were having a boy and then finding out you were having a girl. Like, what type of toll did that have on you mentally?
Yeah, I mean, I was definitely sad at first, just because I had that bond with a baby boy, and then it was like I had to work on that bond all over again. And that took some time. That took some getting used to. But oh my gosh, we are so freaking happy.
Yeah, we
like,
are.
I literally have a little best friend. Like, Joey's such a manly man, so he's gonna do all kinds of guy stuff. But I have my little girl to do our nails and like dress up with. So I'm so freaking happy. What else were we gonna say?
Well, that was it for the pregnancy.
Pregnancy.
So we jump from the pregnancy, and then we go to
yes.
baby shower.
So a little tip for you guys: if you guys find out you're having, this is where we went wrong. If you guys find out you're pregnant, start looking for baby boy and baby girl names.
It's a pretty common sense thing.
Yeah.
We know we were kind of dumb on that part, but for whatever reason, we just felt to our cards we were having a boy, so we only chose those names. But yes.
So the name took so long for us to actually figure out.
Well, is this the point where we're gonna announce what her name is, or are we gonna hold off a little bit?
No, yeah, I think it's time.
Is it time?
So for the
Well,
names.
no, hold on, rewind. We gotta give them the backstory as to how we found her name and how we came up with it.
Okay.
So, Evelyn and I were pretty fixated on doing like a Japanese girl name. And so we were looking everywhere. We found a few that we liked, but either my cousins or our friends already had the Japanese names. And so we're like, okay, we can't use those. We want something unique. And then she came across one that she thought was pronounced a different way. And I was like, no, babe, it's actually pronounced this way. And she goes, well, what if we change the spelling
to make it sound
like how she was pronouncing it? And I was like,
it.
let's do it. And so come to find out, it actually is a Japanese girl name. And what does it mean first?
It means love.
Love.
And affection.
And affection.
But if you look at that name in other origins, it actually means noble. So
noble. And her name is
Asa
Watanabe. Oh, Asa Watanabe. So the name that she had seen.
We're excited to share that with you guys.
It was Asa, A-S-A.
Asa.
And so she's like, I love this name. It's Asa. I was like, oh no, it's Asa, babe. She goes, okay, well,
I suck at
let's change it to Asa.
everything.
But I love it, Asa. It's super easy
at
to
first
spell.
he was very hesitant. He was like, I don't know. But the names that he was choosing, it was kind of hard because our parents, or my parents, speak Spanish only. So for them to pronounce the names he liked, it was so difficult. And also, it has to sound good with Watanabe. So it was like...
That was a tough one. Because I'm like,
sounding...
look, they're going to butcher her last name like they did mine my entire life. It's like, we got to figure out something that's easy and cool that they can say for her. So, Asa Watanabe.
Asa Watanabe. So yes, we're here to introduce you guys to the new
Feast
member.
your eyes!
And it's been a wild ride. Like,
it has.
The sleepless nights, oh my gosh, it's been kind of crazy adjusting to this parenting thing. I feel like we're doing so well. Like,
she's kicking so much butt, you guys.
Aww.
Oh my gosh, I look at her every day and she looks like she's just in her element, doing her thing. Like she's done this 20 times over. She was born ready for this. She's up early. She doesn't complain about anything. And here's the thing too, is like people ask me like, oh, I bet you're not really getting much sleep. I'm like, actually, I'm getting a pretty good amount of sleep. See, because this one over here, I tell her, I'm like, look, wake me up at night after you finish feeding. I'll burp her, I'll change her, put her back down. I was like, let me help out. She doesn't give me a chance. She's enjoying it way too much.
I am, but he works, so he hasn't really gotten a time off. So during the day he has to work, so I'm just like, no, I got this. I can take care of her during the night, so I don't want him being tired while he has to work. So
she's awesome. So okay, pregnancy, baby name, gender reveal,
labor and delivery.
All
right, let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was 39 weeks pregnant. And at that point, it was like, the baby can come any day now, any day. And I remember thinking, okay, she's going to choose her own day. She's going to choose it. And on 11/15 at 12 a.m., I started getting my first contraction. And I had, up to that point, I had had no contractions. So I was like, okay, I feel something. But usually people start feeling contractions like a week before they actually deliver, but this was like, okay, I feel like it's pretty, okay, that was a pretty strong contraction, right? And then I wake up I remember waking him up, and I was like,
It was like we had literally just laid down
Yeah.
for bed, showered, gotten pajamas, laid down in bed, and no more than like 20 minutes later.
Yeah, he was already racked out.
Yeah.
And I was just kind of like, I had fallen asleep also, and then it woke me up, and then I was just like, wait, is that a contraction? And then I didn't want to tell him because I didn't want to like, you know, like wake him up when it wasn't really time. But I felt that. I was like, okay, I think it's time. And so I woke him up.
We went to the bathroom.
I went to the bathroom. My water had broken, and I was like, okay, it's time. We're going.
I was like, your water broke? You're like, yeah, my water broke. And I remember just smiling, getting all giddy.
And it was just that nervous and like excited feeling. You're just so like, it's time, it's time. My mom, I had to wake up my mom, my sister. We're like, let's go over to the hospital. And on our way there, Joey was so like excited and trying to get us there on time, and he ran a red light.
I did, well, but hey, let me tell you, we were sitting at this light for a while.
Bless you,
it
Mommy.
wasn't turning green. Bless you. I was 3. Wow. The light was not turning green. I looked left, looked right. This is in the middle of the night. It's almost 1 a.m. There were no cars out there, so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go.
It's an emergency.
And so I went. Ran a red light.
So we get there. I was already 4 centimeters dilated. So, and after that, it went by really fast.
Okay, no. Okay.
Well, for me.
Look, for her, she thinks it went by really fast. For me, on my end, okay, having to watch the love of your life go through as much pain as you did, and having to keep your cool the entire time, it was intense. For any first-time dads out there, you know what I'm talking about. You're looking at this woman just go through this amazing situation where her body's like pushing out a human being, and you're just like, whoa, dude, like there's nothing I could literally do right now except just be here for moral support. You know?
So yeah, he was so supportive. He fanned me the entire time.
My buddies tell me, they're like, dude, bring a fan. You have to bring a fan. So I was like, all right. I didn't think about getting an electric fan like a smart guy would. I got a hand fan, like this oriental little hand fan, and I hand fanned her for 12 hours straight.
That was funny.
Straight.
Yeah.
Like I may have stepped out twice to get water. That was it.
Yeah.
But that was tough for me. That was really tough. I had to step out at times because I was so overwhelmed, and like I cried a little bit, wiped my tears away, went back in the room, and was just like, you ready to keep going? Like keep pushing. But I remember like every couple hours I'm just like, hey Lynn, like the doctor's recommending we do a C-section. She did not want that.
So that was, I had planned for a unmedicated natural birth.
And she went the entire 12 hours, not medicated, and no epidural.
I had no, there was no other option in my mind. I was gonna have a natural birth, but, and I never thought this would happen to me. So all you mothers, future mothers out there, if you have to be open to the possibility of possibly having a C-section, I was just like, no, it's not gonna happen to me. I'm gonna have a natural birth. But it ended up, you know, the doctor came in and she was like, you know what? She's getting stuck on your pelvic bone. She's face up.
She's sunny side up. So she was like this in her belly.
And they explained to me that if she would have been like, if
she was face down.
Yeah, if she was face down, the curve in her head would have helped like push her out.
The neck would actually bend, and she could actually come out and then spin and then pull her out.
It was just like the position she was in, it was just really hard for her to move. And I tried every position. Like I was like on all kinds of crazy positions because they were like, oh, maybe the baby can move. And so I tried everything. And then the doctor finally came in and was like, okay, you pushed for another 3 hours. Like the baby's not going to move. Like and at that point, it
was hour 12. And mind you, every time 13, the doctor that had recommended her to do a C-section, like, no, every 2 or 3 hours, she's like, am I doing okay? Is the baby doing okay? The doctor's like, yeah, you guys are both fine. We're just recommending you do a C-section. She goes, if we're both doing okay, I'm still pushing.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here just like, oh my gosh, like let's just do this. Like let's just get the baby out. Like, come on, I'm tired of seeing you like this.
Yeah.
And so finally, hour 12 rolls in, and the doctor's like, look, nothing's changing.
Yeah.
We recommend the C-section. Are you interested in doing it? And she goes, if you're recommending it, I will do it.
And it was because at that point, what was it? We were getting dehydrated, so that's when she recommended, okay, like I think you should do a C-section because, you know, at that point it could be like dangerous for the baby. So that's when we're like, all right, let's go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
And
At
we'll probably attach some videos.
No, 2:37 p.m.
Yes.
on November 15th. This little one got pulled right out of her mama's belly. Huh? Didn't you? She was black and blue, and I was like, I'm so glad Evelyn isn't seeing this part of the birth because I knew what they were gonna do. I'm like, I didn't want her seeing. And I remember telling her for the first time.
Like, so
I remember telling you for the first time. I was like, look, when they pull the baby out, just expect it. They're gonna be slapping this thing, rolling her everywhere, agitating the crap out of her. And I could just see it in Evelyn's face how sad she got. She's like, what? What? But it's to get their lungs going, to get them screaming, so we can get some blood flow going, get that oxygen in them. And yeah, so our little one's here, and she's just been an absolute gem. Look at this. Look at that face.
Yeah, so we are so excited to introduce her to you guys and kind of catch you guys up on where we left off. And yeah, what do we have in the future?
Man, well, okay, so now that we have her, there's going to be tons of random little videos we're going to start putting out of her.
Because we filmed so much content, we just haven't posted it.
We've got stuff of the baby shower, first time of the grandma's meeting her, first time the grandpa's meeting her.
Taking her to her room for the first time.
Her room, her first bath, like all these little things we've already filmed. So we're going to start trickling out those videos. So what that means, this is the part of the video where I tell you to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell button so you guys stay notified every time we post a new video.
Yes, and leave us some questions, leave us some video ideas, because we want to...
In the comment section below.
Yes, I'm on maternity leave right now, so I have a little bit more time, and we want to film more videos for you guys. So definitely let us know what you guys want from us, and we'll try our best to film it.
Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Guys, this concludes the video, and I think we got to do the classic little, hold on a second, ready? I'll do this arm, you do that arm, ready? We are over and